The early days of the Greater East Asia War were a remarkable time, when non-whites were finally respected as humans. It was a time when Indians, who had been treated as fourth-class citizens, whether they lived in their motherland or outside India, experienced for the first time in their lives what it was like to be treated as well as the most respected people on earth. As the Japanese army advanced into the south of the Malay Peninsula, their prestige and reputation continued to rise. Some British Indians refused to fight against the Japanese, while some surrendered to the Japanese on their own accord as they were dissatisfied with the racist treatment by the British. Indian residents welcomed the Japanese army, and Indian laborers voluntarily helped Japanese military engineers fixing and repairing machines. In the Malay Peninsula, where Asians were liberated by the Japanese, Sikhs with soiled turbans, Tamil laborers with dirty clothes, and Indian clerks with dark skin became the subjects of preferential treatment. Wash lines with saris hanging out to dry became the symbol of a safe household. Within a few months of the war starting, the Japanese had destroyed the myth of superior whites and inferior non-whites. For Asians who had been defeated by Western racial supremacy, the Japanese had succeeded in removing their sense of adoration towards whites. The world was at awe in the speed and precision with which Japan's military operations were carried out, starting on December 8, 1941. At the same time, it was revealed to the world that the British in Malaya and the Dutch in the East Indian Islands were quite unimpressive, contrary to what they had been boasting. For the first time, Asians saw a non-European nation, Japan, being victorious over Western nations, and their long-held trust and adulation for whites was shattered. Indians were no exception. The Indians of Southeast Asia were disappointed with the British and despised them. They deplored Britain for abandoning them. As the anti-British movement began to heat up in their motherland, Indians started to resent the fact that the British had been putting such a heavy burden on them. When Indians saw that Japan was defeating Britain, many felt as though some merciful divine providence had taught the British a lesson. As they had for so long been insulting and exploiting Asians, for them to now be defeated by the Japanese, Indians were beside themselves with joy.